Hey there guys and gals, John here, and today we're going to be playing with fire, one of my all-time favorite outdoor activities. Now there is going to be a bit of a twist to this one, however. We're not going to be going with my traditional approach, which is the good old trusty Bic lighter here. We're actually going to be using an alternate method to get our fire going, which is the fire piston, an incredibly cool fire starting device. So for you guys that aren't familiar with this, you're going to want to stick around, check this thing out, and see how we can get a fire going with it. Alright, now to get a fire going utilizing this method, we're of course going to need our fire piston. And the fire piston itself actually consists of two components. We have the cylinder component, which is just that, a cylinder, which has a hole bored or drilled down the center of it to receive the second component, which is the piston. Now the piston is essentially a steel or metal type rod. It has a notch or hole in the end of it to receive tinder, as well as a little O-ring that's going to allow a perfect airtight seal into the cylinder. So before we proceed with this, I actually wanted to touch on an issue really quickly regarding this piston. Now these things can run you a few bucks here, and I actually picked this one up at campfirepistons.com. And what you get here is the piston itself, which if you guys can see this is a beautiful, beautiful little tool here, very nicely crafted. This is a dark walnut finish, high quality little fire piston there. And you get the piston, you actually get a nice healthy supply of char cloth included in here to use as your tinder, and you even get some spare O-rings in case you have failure on the one that exists on your piston. Along with that, you get instructions for how to use the piston, as well as instructions on how to make your own char cloth. So all in all, a great deal there on the piston. Really can't be beat, and you're going to find that whole package over at campfirepistons.com for about half the price that you'd normally find a fire piston for. So awesome deal. Thumbs up to those guys over there for making that available to us. Now moving back to the piston and how we get a fire going with this thing. So first of all, we're going to take the piston apart, and we can see the little O-ring here and the little chamber. Now these are the essential components to this. We're going to take our char cloth, and I've got mine stored in the little Ziploc bag it came from. I'm going to tear off a little tiny piece of this. Now I don't know how clearly you guys can see this here, but we're talking little tiny piece. I'm going to kind of roll that up a little bit, put it inside of the chamber at the end of the piston, and we're ready to go. The only thing we need to do next is to actually lubricate this ring so that it doesn't fail and it slides nice and easily down that chamber. Now you can do that using Vaseline, chapstick, which is commonly carried in the field, or good old saliva. And we're going to go the saliva route here. So just lubricate that up a little bit, and we're ready to go. We'll insert that into the chamber, get it seated, and allow enough room here so we get the full length, get a firm grip on the end of the cylinder. We're going to give this a sharp whack, and what's going to happen is the force of the compression, the compressed air, is going to create enough friction, enough heat inside here to actually combust and ignite the little piece of char cloth on the end here. The temperature is actually going to exceed 500 degrees just by that sharp whack and the friction, the compression that's created. So let's go ahead and try this out here. Alright, well that worked. We've actually got a little coal inside of there, so we're ready to go on here. Now the beauty of this char cloth here is it'll hold this coal for quite a while, so we don't need to rush things, get in a big hurry, and end up losing the coal, losing the fire. So we're going to want to transfer this burning coal into our little tinder pile that we've got going here, some nice dry grass in this instance. Now to do this, we're going to take a small stick, you can use a knife, something like that, just to kind of get this little coal out of there. She dropped right down into the middle of our tinder bundle here, And I don't know if you can see this or not, but she's smoking just a little bit. So we're going to gently pick up our tinder bundle, get it up here, and you can see that smoke coming out of there. And we'll fold that over just a little bit here and proceed to gently blow this into flame. Nice, slow and steady at first here. Voila, we have fire. Now, next step is with any fire is go ahead and put some nice, dry, small kindling on here. I've got some super dry, small kindling. We're gonna go ahead and add a few little bit bigger sticks or twigs, I guess, here. And that is all there is to it. We've got that fire. She's already going. These twigs are nice and dry. And as that gets going a little bit more here, we can proceed to adding a little bit bigger wood to the fire here. Alright, well that's about all there is to it, guys. Nice, easy way to get a fire going here. Now, one thing I did want to say before we wrap up here is that just like any other alternate fire starting method, whether it be a ferro rod, a bow drill, some type of primitive method, you are going to want to practice this so that you're confident with it, so that when the time arises, you're going to know how to use this while you're out in the field and your life could potentially depend on it. So anyway, hope this video has been helpful, guys, and before I go, I really would like to say thanks a bunch for watching. Really appreciate the support, my friends, and until next time, you guys take the best of care, and we'll be seeing you soon.